Hi everyone! I'm loving my new t-shirt here. They are just clothes that I got from my last haul. So if you haven't checked it out, remember to check it out. And I love this one. I really do. And on the back is really special. There's like the cross, the crisscross rope thing, which is pretty cool. So today I'm going to talk about the 10 most hurtful things that you can ever say to people with mental illness. And they are not just word quoted from online. I get them from people I talk to, or some of it is from my personal experience. I'm going to start off with the general stuff, like basically this is sort of the sort of things that you can say to anybody who has any mental illness. And this is from my personal experience, and I get it from my mom. So the first one is like, I really hate you behaving this way. Like when my mom said it, she would be in a very irritated and agitated tone, and she would be really mad that because I'm throwing a fit, or I'm having a tantrum, or I'm throwing stuff, kicking stuff. It's hurtful in the way, in the sense that, I really don't want to act that way, but then I can't stop myself from doing it. I mean, for those of you who have not went through this mental disorder, may not understand, like, why can't you just control yourself? But it's really hard. It's just my impulsivity just add out a lot. And the second one is that you have been in treatment for so many years, and why you haven't gotten better. This is hurtful in the sense that, mental illness is not something like a flu or a cold where you can just take medication and you recover from it. It's something that affects your mind, and it's there all the time. So, like, I've been in treatment. I see psychiatrists, I see psychologists, I see counselor, I see community nurse, I talk to like psychiatric nurse, and all those stuff, they all come together and they try to work together to make my life more functional and easier to cope. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to be like a totally recovered person. It doesn't mean that I've been in treatment for so many years. It's going to guarantee that I will be recovered. And the following ones are going to be quote I get it from my friends that I communicate with online who struggle with mental illness too. From Lorraine. Sorry, I'm reading from the phone. The first one is that I don't think you could be anorexic or have a mental health problem. I thought you were more intelligent. Let's make it clear that being intelligent doesn't equal to not having mental illness. Just like being smart doesn't equal to you're not going to get cancer, you're not going to get a cold. There's no correlation in that. Basically, mental illness is a combination of genes and environment. And if they both come together to trigger an onset of mental illness, the reason why. And it's not because that you're smarter or you're dumber. And the second one that I get from her is, there are a lot of people who are far less happier than you. It's very, very unfair because I do hear it a lot of the times. Like, there's somebody worse than you out there. Somebody who struggle on the street, somebody who live off nothing, but then you are here having all in your life, but then you're still not happy about it. It's hard in a sense in that, it's not like we choose not to be happy. The chemistry in our brain, although it's not really proven, is just made us depressed or just made us not happy. There are periods in my life where I experience times when I want to end my life. I want everything to come to an end. And the thing is that I have everything in my life. I have everything going in my life. I have school, I have people around me, I have my friends, I have family, but you just can't get over it. It's just like a black cloud comes over and it cover up everything. There's nothing you can see. You're in total darkness and there's no light, and you don't see you can get out of it ever. You could make an effort. I know what you mean. Like, people think that if you make an effort to try harder, you're gonna get better. I personally have been trying all my life. Like, I've been trying to cope with whatever that's coming up, and they are maladaptive behaviors, which is the reason why my mental illness arise. People who actually suffer from mental illness are people who are trying very, very hard every single day. People with depression, they are trying to live day by day, second by second, and it's just as hard as that. It's all effort. Every second that we are alive is an effort to live. So that's a very strong message I want to carry. Next one relates to eating disorder. Children are dying from starvation, and you don't eat what you have. Well, I mean, please, people, stop comparing people with eating disorder and people who are dying from starvation in Africa. Eating disorder is a mental illness. So by telling a person that, you could do better, just eat, your life is so much better than somebody who is starving out there, it doesn't help them at all. And the frustrating part is that people don't get it. They just think that people with eating disorder are trying to get attention, and they don't treasure what they have in life. Personally, I have been through the worst time of my eating disorder. Is that eating disorder basically controls your mind. At first, you think you're controlling it, but soon after, it controls your life. Eating is no longer a choice for you anymore. Your brain just tells you not to eat, or you have to eat after you purge. Don't make this comparison because it's not a choice. We don't choose to be sick. Seventh quote that I have come from a girl, she doesn't want to be named. It's that her family thinks she is faking the mental illness or pretending to be worse than what she already is because she struggled with psychosis and paranoia. And people outsider who don't experience it would think that there are no people following you. Why do you think that? Stop exaggerating things. I kind of get what it means, like when I struggle with paranoia or psychosis, except for professionals who have more knowledge in it. Doesn't mean that they understand it. I don't tell my mom, I don't tell the other people. When I see a person who is in a hallucination, they are like my reality, which is different from the other people's reality. And people who don't experience it think that, why are you making up stories to make somebody sympathize you or make somebody care more about you? It's entirely not. It sucks to have a mental illness. Last three come from a person called Gabriel. The first one, he said that people call him a bitch or a pussy, which no offense to anybody. It's very rude and there's no reason to call other people's name. I don't see the reason. Like lately, I've been receiving very, very hateful comments on my self-harm story. This person called me a moron or attention-seeking person because they don't understand it. They haven't been through it. By calling names, it sort of vents the anger, the emotions. Just try to ignore it if it happens. Okay, and the second one, it says, life will be better without you around. For me, I think that in my head. Like nobody really tells me life would be better without me, but I personally think that they would live better without me around. His family told him that, and I think that's horrible. Because you can actually cause words, it's so powerful, it's so dangerous because they can actually cause the person to act on what they already feel like. A person who is depressed who has heard those words may really think that they are worthless and they should be gone from this world. So people really be careful with whatever you say. It can carry so much meaning to other people. And the last one concerns self-injury or self-harm. It's that you need to be watched for you will cut your wrist. I think that's a very sensitive issue because I don't think people intentionally try to cut the wrist to get attention. It's like you are mocking the person. We self-harm because we are trying to cope with emotions that we can't express, we can't explain. So I want people to understand that, this is not like trying a way to get attention. This is not a way to kill ourselves. If we want to kill ourselves, we wouldn't cut our wrist because the chances of dying from cutting your wrist is so low. You may as well try other methods. That's the end of the video. I have nothing more to say. Give it a thumbs up if you agree with whatever that I'm saying, or if you get what I'm saying. comment down below for any quotes or sentences which you totally agree with, or you want to tell me, or you want to share with me some of the things that you struggle with, what other people are telling you. I surely read them. I'm going to reply them. I'm sorry that lately I cannot make a lot of video because my exam is coming up. It's next Wednesday and next Friday, so I'm sorry about that. So by the time this video will come up, I'm gonna have my exam in 1 or 2 days. So I apologize for that in advance, and I hope to see you guys soon. So bye!